Tom Brady just lit a fire under the NFL, and this time it wasn't about his 7 rings or legendary comebacks. In a shocking interview, he took aim at the way today's quarterbacks celebrate touchdowns, and fans are convinced his words were aimed directly at Shadore Sanders. Without saying names, Brady's sharp criticism of flashy individual celebrations had everyone connecting the dots to Shadore's now famous watch flex. But this wasn't just a casual opinion. His comments sparked an all-out debate that has players, fans, and even other NFL stars taking sides. So the question is Brady offering timeless wisdom from a legend, or is he taking shots at a new generation of quarterbacks in a way that feels outdated? When Tom Brady speaks, the football world listens, and in this interview, he didn't hold back. Brady explained that during his career, scoring a touchdown wasn't about running to the cameras or putting on a show. Instead, he made it a point to find his offensive linemen, the guys in the trenches who protected him, and celebrate with them. To him, that was real leadership, making sure every teammate felt like they were part of the success. But then Brady's tone shifted. He called out what he sees as a growing problem in the league: quarterbacks who celebrate by themselves, putting the spotlight squarely on their own brand. Without saying Shadore's name, his words landed like a direct hit at the young QB's watch celebration, which has already become one of the most talked about touchdown gestures in football. Brady dismissed it as self-promotional and not about winning. That one comment flipped the conversation on its head. What started as a nostalgic story about teamwork turned into a sharp critique of a new generation of quarterbacks, and fans immediately knew exactly who he was talking about. Here's where things get complicated, because before all this criticism, Tom Brady wasn't just another voice in the crowd. He was one of Shadore Sanders' biggest mentors. When Shedeur was still in college, Brady took him under his wing. He gave him advice on how to stay calm under pressure, sharpen his reads, and polish his mechanics. That wasn't just a quick phone call or a headline. Brady actually invested time into shaping Shadore's game, and it didn't stop there. When Shedeur slid to the 5th round of the draft, Brady was one of the first to speak out, telling him not to worry about draft position. He reminded everyone that he himself was the 19th pick, and that it's not where you start, it's what you do when you get your shot. Brady even said he saw that same underdog mentality in Shedeur, a hunger to prove people wrong and rise above the doubt. At that point, it looked like their bond was unshakable. Brady wasn't just a mentor, he was a champion of Shadore's future, which makes his sudden criticism now feel even more jarring. So how did Brady go from mentor to critic? That's the question everyone's asking. On one hand, he once praised Shadore's mindset and work ethic. On the other, he's now tearing down the very thing that makes Shedeur stand out: his confidence and flair on the field. Fans can't help but see this as a contradiction. Did Brady suddenly change his opinion of Shedeur, or was he never fully on board with the new generation's approach? Some believe Brady simply doesn't see Shedeur as fitting the traditional quarterback mold, a standard that's been quietly used for decades to judge who belongs at the position. Others argue it might be less about Shedeur specifically, and more about Brady feeling like the game he once defined is slipping into an era he doesn't fully recognize. Either way, the shift in tone has fueled speculation. Is Brady offering tough love as a mentor, or is this a case of a legend struggling to accept that the NFL is evolving without him? At the end of the day, this clash between Tom Brady and Shadore Sanders is about much more than touchdown celebrations. It's about tradition versus evolution, the old guard versus the new wave, and how the quarterback position continues to be redefined in today's NFL. Brady built his career on discipline, teamwork, and quiet dominance, and no one can take that away from him. But Shedeur represents something different: individuality, charisma, and the idea that football isn't just a sport, it's entertainment. The real question is which vision of the game will win out. Does the NFL need to hold on to its old standards of what a quarterback should be, or is it time to embrace a new era where personality is just as important as performance? One thing is certain: Shedeur isn't backing down. His talent, energy, and influence are only growing, and every move he makes will keep the spotlight firmly on him. So now it's up to the fans. Do you side with Brady's belief that quarterbacks should put the team first and keep the celebrations low-key? Or do you believe Shadore's swagger is exactly what the league needs to capture attention and inspire the next generation? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this debate is far from over.